everybody, welcome back. It's raining outside, so I am doing my gratitude journal indoors today. And I had a birthday yesterday. It was interesting. It was interesting to have a birthday in, I was going to say solitary confinement, which is what it's beginning to feel like, but in self-isolation. And yes, our province has begun to open up and we have restaurants open and we are back to work. But because I work with a man who's 90 years old, I can't be out and exposing myself. Well, I can't be out exposing myself anyways, but I can't be exposing myself to the virus and going back to work with this man. So I am still finding myself in a lot of isolation. And I don't know if it's hitting anybody else at the same time. I've been very busy with preparations and with projects that are at work, associated with this whole situation of the pandemic and the lockdown. So I've been very busy, and now some of that busyness has come to a halt, and I feel like the whole situation is really hitting me. And so I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are experiencing this and looking forward and wondering what the future holds. But it's for me not so much about the future that I'm concerned about. It's the current moment. And one thing that I find that really helps with the experience of isolation is to get out of doors. So we're lucky that in British Columbia, our public health minister, Dr. Bonnie Henry, has indicated all along that it is acceptable for us to be outdoors. And in fact, she promotes people to go outdoors and exercise. So yesterday I was feeling kind of glum, and at the end of my work day, I went to my garden, and that really, it really helped, even though I wasn't really feeling like going there because I had to do some planting and weeding and it was work, but it really helped to be outside. And a little bit later today, I'm going to do the same thing. And also I'm going to go for a walk because I think that getting exercise is really important. So it's especially important. I think a friend of mine sent me a meme that said, what if all of this pandemic lockdown is really the aliens fattening us up for the harvest? And frankly, I feel like I have this middle-aged spread that has been spreading. And so it's about time I get out and do some walking and kayaking, hopefully soon. So I'm really grateful to Dr. Bonnie Henry that we are able to get outdoors and that community gardens have been considered an essential service. I don't know what I would do. I have a beautiful deck, but really I don't know what I would do if I couldn't get out and move about. So the second thing for which I'm grateful today is that friends from around the world wished me a happy birthday, and some of them came to a short cocktail party that I held on Zoom, and there were ways that we could celebrate my birthday even in isolation. And in the evening, I went to my folks' place just for a few minutes, and I stayed about 12 feet away because the person I work with, who's 90, is actually my father. Yes, I'm old, but he was old when I was born. So yeah, it was good that I got to see them and to be able to spend time with them, even if it was just for a few minutes to limit our exposure and if it was from a great distance. And the third thing for which I'm grateful, and I already did mention this in a post that I put on my website, is that I am still here. And that is like the greatest gift. Last year, I had no idea what was coming, and every day I'm so grateful that I am still here because I really came close to not being here last July. So I look ahead to the year coming, and I don't know what's going to happen, whether I'm going to be able to fulfill some of my goals. This summer, I was hoping to be walking El Camino, and that isn't happening. And I'm not sure it's going to happen next summer, even if the airports and the flights are open and so forth. I still have a surgery to undergo, and I need to get strong after that. So maybe 2 years from now, I'll be doing the way. But I'm really looking forward to the year ahead. And yesterday, my friends asked what I would like to see in the coming year. And it was pretty simple. It was basically, I want my health to be improved. I want my surgery behind me and for me to be strong again. I would like to be doing meaningful work and to be progressing my creative projects significantly. And why not? I would like to see my man arrive in my life. And it's pretty simple. But most importantly, it's my health. And I'm looking forward to continuing to work on getting stronger, developing my stamina, all the while having to be careful with my body because I'm requiring a surgery, and I'm in a situation where I could make my requirement for surgery emergency if I'm not careful. So I have to walk a fine line, and but I'm going to walk that line and get better. I'm going to get strong. And let's see, 2 years from now, I'm hoping that I will be posting a gratitude journal from my pilgrimage in Spain. So let's see. My joy today is that I got to celebrate my birthday with friends from around the world. And, in some ways, this Zoom Hangout or Google Hangout or however Skyping that we do it is a poor substitute for hanging out in person. And yet in other ways, it is really opened up the opportunities. So I would never think to have organized a birthday party with people from around the world. And yet, because it's all we can do, I managed to see friends, and they got to meet each other. Friends that have been in my life for 20 or sometimes 30 years that have never met one another. And so we all got to, hang out, and they got to meet one another last night. That was cool. And I'm really grateful that they showed up for me. And my moment of connection was spending time with people yesterday, even if it was shortened or it was by Zoom or it was 12 feet apart. It was still lovely to see everybody and to have them celebrating that I was born. There's a thing about birthdays that after 25, they're not as fun as they used to be because they represent getting older. But I love birthdays. I love other people's birthdays than my own. But I love celebrating people and having that moment to mark how much I care about them. And so yesterday it was really lovely to have that opportunity to be celebrated. And I'm very grateful. For what are you most grateful today?